everybody. It's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R Chat for Sunday, November 5th, 2023. Oh my gosh, did Chance get in an accident? How bad is it? Tell me everything. I need to know now. Gosh, Nina's back in town for 5 seconds, and there's some new tragedy that she has to deal with. Is it Chance? Or is there any chance that it could be Ronan? She does have 2 sons, you know. One chief of police and one sex wolf. There's a throwback for you. Ronan the sex wolf. He's a wolf and he's hungry for one thing. Sex. Ridiculous. Well, the Laura Lee Bell 40th anniversary as Christine show was so wonderful. I don't even know how Y&R knew that was exactly what I needed, but it was. That whole episode was like a warm blanket, and I just pulled it up to my neck and snuggled down in it. I just wrapped my whole self in it. So many amazing memories, so many amazing flashbacks. Well, Christine is back in Genoa City, finding herself at, another fork in the road of her life. The future's wide open, but, she has this past that is looming large on her. Mostly because her relationship with Paul is over. But there's also this unexpected opportunity to rekindle things with Danny. Could they finally be in the same place at the same time, ready to have a relationship with each other without interference from Phyllis? No, not on that part. Definitely not on that part. I think it's going to be really interesting to revisit this triangle, but to do it in a genuine way this time, a way where Phyllis actually is a contender for Danny's heart. Because in the past, it was a triangle, but not really. It was more that Phyllis was a thorn in their side, and she was very successful in ripping them apart, but she never would have been able to do it emotionally. Danny had no emotional connection to her. But now he's having an emotional connection to her. Danny is giving Phyllis a lot of leeway, and he even defended Phyllis to Christine, saying that Christine should try to see that Phyllis is changing. It's almost like Danny hasn't been around for the past 10 years. Hearing that same old line over and over. I'm not that person anymore. He hasn't been hearing that for the last decade, so he's just not immune to it yet. He's getting fooled by it. I love it all those flashbacks, Christine and Phyllis's rivalry and just how much they hated each other, and you could really feel it. But you could also feel how much Danny and Christine loved each other. I loved the flashback of the ice cube scene. That was really fun. And of Danny and Cricket trying to teach Nina to become a lady. Oh, those were fun. But also, had the flashbacks that showed how furious, how absolutely furious Christine was with Danny when she thought he had slept with Phyllis and got Phyllis pregnant, just being so careless, so carelessly destroying their entire relationship. And that's what sent her into Paul's arms. And she was happy with Paul. I think she always loved Paul, but I always felt like Paul was the safe choice. He was kind of the runner-up. He was the guy who wasn't going to hurt her, who wasn't going to, make a foolish mistake like Danny had made. It was the more stable love, maybe. Well, one of the great tragedies of Christine's character was how long she waited to have a baby. And then she actually did finally get pregnant. And then drunk Nikki hit her with her car and Christine miscarried. I really connected with that part of the show when Christine told Nina and Lauren that she waited so long to have a baby, always thinking that it was going to happen, and then time just kept passing on, and it never did happen. And that's a regret that just hangs on her now. The path not taken. But I also loved how Nina brought up that not having her own family made Christine available to help other families, because Christine helped Mariah and Tessa adopt Aria. She helped Sharon adopt Cassie, and maybe we're going to see Christine interact with Mariah and Tessa and Aria and Sharon next week as Mariah and Tessa prepare to have Aria's hearing aids tested out. Ashley and Tucker's 5-minute marriage is now slated to end in annulment. Can you believe that? Annulment. Ugh. They took a year to get together and 5 minutes to be destroyed. Ashley and Tucker came face to face this week and tried talking it out, but mostly it was all under a guise of Ashley trying to figure out what Tucker is up to when it comes to Jabot. Is he seeking revenge on her? Of course he is. I mean, and they talked it out. Ashley totally went back on their business plans as soon as they were married. And from Tucker's perspective, I can see how he felt that the partnership was a bait and switch. She said it was going to be one thing, and then the moment they got married, it was another. But Ashley is arguing that she has a right to change her mind and that his reaction to it all was the deal breaker for her. And Tucker does sometimes have this ominous undertone of violence in his personality. And I kind of wish that we could have seen the scenes of the incident in Paris to know what it really looked like. Was Tucker physically threatening toward Ashley? It seems like she was fearing that he was going to be. And by the way, I loved how Ashley told Mamie about it. And Mamie was like, hell no. She went straight to Tucker's hotel room and broke off her deal with him. And the whole time she was looking at him like he was something that she had scraped off her shoe. Oh. All I can figure is that Tucker must have played up the whole I'm Catherine Chancellor's son bit to get Mamie involved in the first place. And she unfortunately fell for it. But now she's second guessing that choice and probably would pull out altogether, except that what she really wants, even above family unity, Winter's family unity, what she really wants is revenge on Jill. And she's not going to let that go. Nate saw a text come in to Mamie's phone from Tucker. She didn't do a very good job of hiding that. Most people have no problem hiding their secret text messages. But Mamie was too obvious about it. Nate saw it, and then Nate ran straight to ingratiate himself with Lily and Devon. See, you guys, I'm trustworthy. I'm on your side. Please forgive me. Please accept me. I have nowhere to go on Thanksgiving this year. Oh, Devon confronted Tucker about the whole thing with his usual insolence, his attitude about it all. But I can't say I blame him for the attitude. Lying is like breathing for Tucker. He does it so effortlessly, all the time. I couldn't help but notice that Devon was not quite as harsh on Mamie as he was on Tucker, although I think Mamie deserves some scolding from the family for her lies, too. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if Kyle is going to work with Tucker, then he has to lie like Tucker, too. So here is what I want to ask you guys for this week. Whose side is Kyle really on? Is he actually all in to betray his own family? Or is he working with Tucker to be secretly working against Tucker? That's our poll question for this week at yrchat.com. Whose side is Kyle really on? I mean, obviously Kyle is on Kyle's side, but where does his loyalty lie? In the choosing. Does he have some kind of secret plan to betray Tucker and save Jabot? I really liked the scene on Friday where Kyle appeared to have remorse, and he told Billy that he had seen the error of his entitled attitude and he was no longer coming for Billy's job. But Billy saw right through it. He even guessed that Kyle was working with Tucker. I don't know how he did that. Good job, Billy. I think that was a pretty impressive deductive leap on Billy's part. And I'm liking Billy right now. I also liked Billy telling Kyle, essentially, I'm good at my job and I'm keeping it. Yeah, I think that Billy boy is going to be all right. Especially now that Chelsea is back in town. Are you still feeling the Billy-Chelsea love connection? They did make a love connection literally this week. Was this their first lovemaking scene? No, because I think I remember they had one other fully clothed trip up to her bedroom. But this week, I think, was the first time that we've seen some skin between them. And I'm all for it. We don't really get to see Jason Thompson's Billy doing a lot of lovemaking around town. And I was like, oh, he's shirtless. That feels new. Even if it's not, it feels new. Well, Chelsea reported that Connor is doing just great at the depressed kids' school. I mean, who wouldn't be? That place sounds like a blast. Oh. Well, now that Connor's settled in, Chelsea's going to have to focus all of her efforts on mediating the professional disagreements of Chloe and Summer. I loved this. I don't know why, but I just lapped all of that cattiness up like it was a bowl of milk. Summer's the boss of Marchetti, but that did not stop Chloe from challenging her, even suggesting that maybe Summer is a little clouded by her divorce from Kyle, wanting to prove that she can take the spot that he once occupied. Ooh, taking it there. Bold choice, Chloe. Bold choice. I approve. My children are monsters of my own making. Think about that. Was that the moment of the week or what? Victor and Nate were having a romantic picnic in the park. And Victor confided in Nate that he thinks his children are coming for him because he raised them to be ruthless. They're monsters of my own making. Ugh, what a statement. I'm actually kind of liking this story better now that I'm losing certainty about whether or not Victor actually is faking it. Because it was one thing for Victor to try to fool his family, but now I can't tell if Victor is trying to fool us, the audience, too. Sometimes he seems with it, like he knows exactly what he's doing. And then sometimes he seems genuinely confused, and then I'm confused. Victor's 3 children that matter, now that's Victoria, Nick, and Adam. Not Abby, mind you. Abby is also Victor's child, but she knows nothing about any of this. I guess Abby just doesn't want anything from any of them, so she's just left out of it all. She should just be grateful. But Victor's 3 children that matter, Victoria, Nick, and Adam, all seem to think that it's their job to figure out what's going on with him and to get him some help, as if a casual encounter with a doctor who doesn't know Victor at all is going to be able to determine anything. When the question really that the kids need to be asking is, where is Nikki and what's her opinion on her husband's condition? Isn't it Nikki's job to look after the old goat? And by goat, I mean greatest of all time, of course. No, Nikki should be the one making these decisions, but she's not. Why? Is anybody asking that? And could it be because Nikki knows he's faking? Because at the end of the day, if Victor's not slipping up with Nikki, not slipping up around Nikki, then he's not sick. Because he knows she'll leave him if he were to do that around her. So I don't know. Is he sick? Maybe he just needs to drink his Ensure or something and get his memory back. Take those vitamins. Get a little, I don't know, get some fresh air. Take a vacation. Or I don't know. Maybe he is going to reveal all next week. In the previews, he's calling a family meeting to tell everyone the truth. And I should put truth in quotation marks. Imagine me doing air quotes right here. Because who knows what Victor Newman's version of the truth will be. Will he tell everybody that he's been testing them and he has picked a winner? The child who loves him most? Or will he be announcing that he's stepping down from Newman Enterprises, as Nate suggested, and the questioning will continue? Adam and Sally, the morning after. The morning after. And nobody ran away. Nobody cried. Nobody screamed. It was just casual. Thank you. I gotta give Sally credit for keeping it together. And I give Adam credit for not pressuring her. Both of them just simply let it be. We slept together. It was hot. Now I gotta go to work, but I'm gonna be thinking about it because it was hot. That's all it ever needed to be. Honestly, my instinct is to say, well, Adam and Sally still have a lot of talking to do. But really, what more needs to be said? Haven't they already said it all at various points over the past year? I feel like the only thing that needs to be said still is Sally saying to Nick, you were right. I am still in love with Adam. Thanks very much for the good times and the money, but now I'm gonna see where this goes with your brother. Oh, it sounds bad when it comes out of your mouth like that. But no, it's all love. It's all good. And I'm sure Nick will be ever so understanding about it all. Because he's never coarse with her. Ever. He just lets her get away with anything and everything, and he saves all of his vitriol for Adam. You know, I wonder if there's anyone out there who is sad to see the ending of Nick and Sally. Just because they weren't my favorite couple doesn't mean someone out there doesn't love them. So this week, I'll tell you what, Nick and Sally fans, come out of the woodwork. Now is your time to speak up or forever hold your peace. Well, Lauren was in town this week, and she mentioned that Michael is still dealing with Gloria and her legal issues. And then this week, I saw that Christian LeBlanc has come out and done an interview that revealed that he is off the show because he was diagnosed with cancer. He had multiple myeloma, and he was receiving treatment for that, and that's why he hasn't been around. I'm taking a look at an article right now from Soaps in Depth, and I'm just going to read this to you, little blurb, because I think it's, if you don't know, if you guys don't already know this, I think we need some resolution here. The daytime Emmy winner, Christian LeBlanc, explained that he began noticing worrying signs that led him to realize that something was seriously wrong. Quote, they put my wedding ring on, Michael and Lauren's wedding ring, and I put my hand down, and the ring fell off without friction, LeBlanc confided. And I said, well, what an odd thing. And then my nose started bleeding on set sometimes, and then this eye got a little wonky, and there was a tumor in the sinus cavity. If I hadn't gone for an eye exam, he added, it's a very fast cancer, and that's the danger of it, and also because the speed at which a cell reproduces is a signifier of cancer, it also makes it very obvious that it is a cancer and easily attacked and easily spotted once you get in there. Thankfully, though, Christian LeBlanc is in remission and is recovering the weight that he lost in the battle. Quote, they said, eat like it's your job, he chuckled at the doctor's orders. I lost 35 pounds, and I said, well, I was raised to fulfill this promise. So he's back at work at Y&R, and he is going to be back around Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. Multiple, I'm probably saying it wrong, myeloma. That's a cancer. I'm reading also just from Google. A cancer that forms in a type of white blood cell called a plasma cell. So, oh my gosh, a blood cancer. I mean, that's wow. So now we know it's very serious, and it's amazing that he was able to catch it as quickly as he did. And oh, thank goodness, he's in recovery. So that's so wonderful to hear. I was worried about him, and I know we all were, and we were all noticing those signs like, that eye doesn't look right. And then boom. So thank goodness he was able to get away and get the treatment that he needed. And I will look forward to seeing a Baldwin family reunion this Thanksgiving. Watch me light a match. That is our Who Said It quote for this week. Watch me light a match. Who said it? We're back. And if you think you know, go to yrchat.com to leave your guess. And if you get it right, I will give you your shout out during next week's Y&R Chat. Back with the Who Said It's, back with the poll, back with the website. Everything's back except, well, me. Me in full form. I have to say, everything is going really good with the website migration. Tomorrow is my last day that I can pull some things off of the old server. So I just have a little bit of sweeping up left to do. I got behind a little bit because I got sick, and then my daughter got sick. I probably gave it to her, which makes me feel bad, and which also resulted in her missing Halloween. She was sick on Halloween. She didn't get to do her Halloween parade. She didn't get to show her costume. But I went and got her some candy. And we did a photo shoot when she started to feel better. So I helped make up for it. But yeah, that threw me off for a couple of days because she was really sick. And that's the worst. And I was just trying to get better from my sickness and dealing with all this website stuff. But it really is coming along. And I'm feeling very positive about it all. I think things are working at yrchat.com right now. And yeah, almost there. Light at the end of the tunnel. I can see it. And I think it's going to be next week. I think next week I'll have the time to go through comments and to do a full Y&R chat, including the video. That's my hope anyway, unless something else pops up. But I mean, I think I got all the bugs worked out. So that's something to look forward to. But this week is still pretty good. I'm happy to be able to talk about Y&R. And you know what? I'm so happy to just be able to, on a daily basis, watch the show a little more comfortably and upload my screenshots after I get them. Just like, that's part of my experience. I relax and watch Y&R and then upload my photos and make my little funny comments about them and read your comments about them. That has all become part of my Y&R experience, and the stress and the lack of the website, all that just kind of got taken away from me. Like, Y&R is my thing that I do that replenishes me. And instead of being the thing that replenished me, it was like all this work. And I'm just so glad that that's done now and that I was able to really relax. And honestly, that Laura Lee Bell episode was the first episode where I really felt like I'm going to just exhale and watch this. And it felt so snug and so good. And I was like, I'm home. This is what I am. I am Y&R. It just, it's so core to me, and not having it and not having all my other stuff around it was such a bummer. But I feel like next week I'll be back up and running. So go to Y&R Chat. Leave me those comments because I will definitely work on pulling those for next week's Y&R Chat and getting us back into full swing. Okay, I love you guys, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.